because speaking of the NXT women's division, Sean Spears and Natalya made comments recently praising the NXT women's division, just kind of talking about the diversity and talking about how there's such a bright future. I wanted to know your take on the NXT women.
They definitely came a long way. I don't think really NXT ever had a bad crop of women, but as you similarly put it before, it's the most diverse. Most of the women that they choose, they actually came from real wrestling schools, or they just have a very interesting background. And they're all like finding their characters. But I feel like when they were in their, not their 1.0, but I guess like their 2.0, when they had like the splatter paint phase, you had like a bunch of people that were talented, but like their characters weren't completely hitting. I feel like what I really like about the NXT women is that like they're already like grabbing a character that kind of like works with the audience. And I kind of almost find the NXT women, even though like they still need work to do, like you can see that they're actually like trying really hard to perfect their wrestling. I'm more, for some reason, interested, and I gravitate towards their crop of women than what we got on the main roster. Not that the main roster is doing bad. They're doing very good. I like the booking. Yeah. But I feel like part of the WWE experience is like really connecting to a character first, and then, you know, the wrestling can always catch up. Yeah. It always has time to catch up. You know, like one of my favorites, I always praise her. I love watching her. But Soul Roca, I love her. She's one of those people where like she doesn't necessarily need a particular character because she kind of just comes off like this beachy vibe girl. I don't know how to explain it, but she's just like a vibe. Yeah. She's just a vibe. I love her. You know, you have like the main woman like Roxanne, you know, she has all the time in the world to be like the greatest of all time. She might even feel like a Sasha Banks, who even knows? Just because like,
wow, that's a big comparison.
It's just that she's very good. I just think if she just worked on her voice, yeah. If she just worked on her voice and her delivery, I feel like she could be the greatest of all time. The funny thing is that when I would see her and like Cora Jade, I just always think, oh yeah, Cora Jade's going to be the it girl. But ironically enough, people don't like her as much as Roxanne, and like Roxanne's growing on everybody. I mean, there's a reason why they put her at the front for their new logo pictures when they chose the 3 and 3. You know, it's a choice. Like they already see that Roxanne's like the it girl. But there's a lot of it girls over there. You know, so I think it's a very good crop. I definitely love what we got to work with. It makes me more excited for, you know, in the years coming on when they bring them onto the main roster, if they want to like dabble them into like the Royal Rumble and stuff. Like there's so much more to, I feel like it would be a better transitioning. Yeah. With this group of women. So I don't know. I like it. What do you think?
I think that, like you said, this is the most diverse NXT women's roster I think that we've ever seen. I think that we're seeing not just so many different shapes, sizes, colors, characters, and even down to like, once again, even though she just got drafted, Kiana James was someone I thoroughly enjoyed. And to kind of see her mix it up with the Jada Parkers and the Miss Jacksons and, you know, obviously Nikita being down there and even her little, I think her name is Izzy Dane. And then also Kalani Jordan, another one who is a very good standout athlete. Roxanne, Cora Jade. I have a take. I feel like Roxanne and Cora, if they decide to build on that story, they could be very, very similar to a Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa type of vibe.
Yeah. How much longer does
Cora
have out?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
It was like a foot injury or something?
I think something pertaining to the foot or the leg, something in that area. So it's probably going to take a little bit, but
I feel bad for her because like I really liked her little heel work and the way I don't know. I know like it was like people were mad because they were saying why she got all this work done and stuff like that. But I kind of liked her look. I feel like it fit her. She came back looking more heelish to me, even though she was presenting a heel. She kind of came off like very kiddish to me. Yeah. But I've been watching her kind of grow and mature into like this heel character. And I was just beginning to like her. And then she just got injured abruptly. And I feel like she's missing her moment. And I feel like they were planning on having something. Well, you compared it to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. I was thinking for some reason Sasha and Bailey in my head. I don't know why. Yeah, I feel like that's like been their whole like placements since the moment they showed up on the scene.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I like that. Sasha and Bailey. I don't know why I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
I'm a numb nut.
I guess that's why I made that comparison in my head with like Roxanne and Sasha. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what it's
They
giving.
give off like in-ring generals, wrestlers type of, I get it. I understand. But to the main point, I think that, this NXT women's division, I think this is probably the best, that not just the most diverse, but the actual best class it's ever been. Because when we're talking about the NXT system, I think that a big complaint, even before 1.0, was like a lot of these girls and guys were going up through the NXT system and it just didn't translate to the main roster, right? And it was like they would be heavily accomplished in NXT and then they go to the main roster and it's like a bleh. And I think the only exceptions of that were really like the 4 horsewomen, Rhea, Bianca, and Asuka.
Yeah.
I mean, we're kind of starting to see kind of like a revamp in like a lot of the girls that were popular in NXT. And I think that's largely in part due to Hunter being in charge and he knows how to utilize those women. But
he's big on long-term storytelling.
So I think that, the women that came up through NXT that are in the main roster now were great. I feel like this group can potentially be the best group to go from NXT to the main roster because I feel like you have a system in place where hand in hand are going together, right? Like NXT, the main roster, there isn't an intention to hold anyone back. There isn't an intention to be like, okay, we'll just go to catering. Or, we don't have anything for you. We're just going to keep milking Charlotte or milking Bayley or milking whomever. It's just like, nah. Like Sean and Hunter kind of like, yeah, I'm going to deal with them down here. I'm going to send them up to you. And we're going to make sure that this is all good.
And it's a good thing, too, because I like the fact that you brought up like spamming Charlotte or spamming like Becky or whatnot, because like there's a reason why they had to lean on them. And it's because they haven't created actual stars. Like if you had a lot of stars positioned, even if like not everyone's meant to be like at the top of the top, but like have like an actual, not a pyramid, if you will, but I don't want to say hierarchy, because it feels like the wrong word, but you have classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you have like classes of like the perfect mid-card women, maybe women that could be positioned from mid-card to being like a top star. You need to have something in the rotation so that the show won't ever lack, or you won't spam someone to the point that like the fans, because you know how annoying this audience is. This fan base pisses me off so much, bro. No, because we will beg for someone to be in the top, and then like once we see them on TV a little too much, whatever is too much to them, it's like we just hate them. Like the on and off Bianca hate train, I can't.
It's nuts.
But I don't think we're gonna have that problem with this crop.
I agree. And I also feel like a lot of the girls in this crop, this is going to be my last point because I'm trying to go to the next day.
Are you good?
I feel like another thing about this crop is the versatility. All of them have the potential to be not just great heels, but also great faces. So like when I look at a Lash Legend, I'm like, oh, she could be a face too, but she's killing it as a heel. Oh, yeah. Cora Jade, she could be a face too, but she's killing it as a heel. We obviously saw like Roxanne as a face and as a heel. So there's a versatility with this crop where anyone could be anything, so that at the drop of a dime, oh, they don't like me? Oh, bet I'm hopping in that bag. And I think that that's just like another plus. But yeah, let us know how y'all feel about this current group of women in NXT. Let us know in the comments below. But we are going to be moving on